What's up, everyone? This will be video number 2. I went to, Bouldering Hive Greenhills again on Monday. And when I arrived, I think I got to Greenhills around 10:15. I even thought that maybe the mall is closed because it would look super empty. So when I got to Bouldering Hive, it also looked fairly empty, but later on there were like so many people around 11-12, so many newbies that had to do the falling thing, the orientation video. Anyway, so this will be a long video because you can see what I'm doing. So after the previous session where I sent all the blue tag boulders, I didn't feel like I wanna immediately go and test the pink ones, which is the next grade that I have never done before. So I thought I'm gonna just go back and do like a more like a relaxed session where I'm gonna, let's say, practice technique. And this is the thing that I'm doing, and I'm doing it throughout the video. That's why I'm climbing so super slowly. And you can see here that the main point or the main practice that I'm trying to do is to keep the position, find the ideal position like right now, lean back, and then you can only move one limb. And as the difficulty gets harder, it's gonna be more and more difficult, and there will be even boulders that really gave me a struggle. If by any chance you have never tried this exercise, I think whether you're complete beginner or intermediate like me, I think it can teach you a lot. It's not easy. I think I started to get sweaty. I was sweating more than when I normally climbed, because I was telling this to someone that this climbing is just so inefficient when you cannot use momentum and just stand up and grab something. So what this teaches you is, first of all, the positions, all this twisting you can see. When I was checking the videos, most of the things that you do here is getting your hips into the wall and twisting. There's a lot of drop knees. And if you cannot do a drop knee or a smear, you do lockoffs to reach the hold. So that is one thing that it can teach you, the positions. And the second thing that it teaches you is, I think it's a body position, because you have to be tight in some of those moves. You have to really engage the core, and especially when you're smearing, you really have to be tight everywhere and press into the wall with the foot that is smearing. So I think those are the two things. Another thing that I also kind of like did as part of this exercise was that I reduced my pause between the climbs to just 1 minute. So that's why I got tired a bit faster than normally. And also I'm spending a lot more time on the wall, so there's more time on the wall, less breaks. So I guess in a way it can work towards your endurance. This is the first yellow tag boulder, by the way, so all the previous ones were the easiest grade. You saw it's just pretty much just ladders. This is the first one that was even a bit trickier to figure out, like this position. Normally I would just stand on the left one and go, but first I have to switch my feet and then rotate, move the hips, and then I could slowly reach with my left arm. And then again, you set your feet, find a body position, and then you reach. So this one I think is super nice. You can see these super cool positions where you really lean, and you can see that I'm trying to keep for example here, my arms straight when I'm holding the position. So for example here, I'll go in the flag and I try to keep my right arm straight and then reach with my left. What else did I want to say? I wanted to say that initially I thought that I would combine this exercise with multiple, and I think I'm in a way trying to do it. One of them is, of course, to called silent feet, where you don't like stomp on the holds, but you're trying to be very delicate and accurate with your foot placement. And the same should go for the hands, also for feet, and that is to not readjust. Like you step once or you grab a hold once and then you don't readjust, which is what I think many of us, including me, do when we normally climb. You grab something and then you like immediately readjust. I do it mostly with my arms. I think with my feet better. But also I felt like there are so many things to watch out for. Like I didn't route read, I think, much. Like you can see here, I'm trying to step, but that wouldn't work for a very static approach, so I do this one. Also, another thing is some of these positions, because many times, okay, so this is a funny thing, I cut it short. I don't think he did it intentionally, but it was funny to see his stomach do these waves. What I want to say, yes, because for example, holding this position was like super annoying. Like it took a lot of effort. And so then once you find a nice position that you can like sit in, or like you really get your hips into the wall and sit into it, it's really satisfying. And I think there were a couple of positions that I really felt like, oh, like this is so good. Also drop knees. Regarding drop knees, when I was now cutting the videos, I did jump a lot, so that is what could have contributed to this thing. But I think it's mostly the drop knees, and that is that my right knee really hurt a little bit. I don't know what is wrong with my right knee. It's usually my right knee that hurts. Also, I think most of the drop knees were on the right knee. But anyway, yeah, so you can see here most of it is just drop knees. So yeah, maybe another thing to warn you about in case you want to try it. But also what I was gonna say is that if you are a beginner, when I was a beginner, obviously I wanted to get to the harder grades as fast as I can, but I totally changed my approach. So now I would say, even if you are a beginner, try this exercise occasionally, and you will see how even the easiest climbs are hard. This was also interesting to hold the position when you smear. I think it's also a good practice for the body tension and really pressing with your foot that's just on the wall. And here again, just finding the right positions. Here you could technically see that I didn't do it right because I had to reach up a little bit with my fingers. But yeah, as we go further, it's gonna get harder and harder, and there will be climbs where I just didn't keep my whole body steady while just moving the limb. Okay, this one was relatively easy because the feet are pretty generous. And I think this was the last yellow. So this is the first red one. When I first did this climb in the previous session, I did the first move with like a 1-2. I went into left and right hold, like this position. But I was very happy to find the complete, like you completely sit down on the right leg. That was also very satisfying, and I didn't have to do much to grab the second hold. And the rest here I think was pretty decent. Here I kind of like shook my hand probably here you could see that I twisted my hips at the same time as I was moving the arm, which I think is technically against the rules. But this position was nice. Again, drop knees everywhere. This one was also nice. Again, nice lean. Sorry, bruh. Maybe eventually you'll see me. Okay, here we are. This, I think, was one of the lockoffs to pull myself in. Okay, setting the feet up. This is like the next hold is too high up, so normally I would just stand up and grab it, but now I had to kind of like mantle, and then I could reach it. Again, you can see my body's like rotated to the right side, and I switch my feet. And here, I think I'm trying to reset my feet a little bit, because yeah, I wanted to just get my feet higher. This is again a nice, like you stand up and really lean into the wall, including your hips. I think partially why I do it is to keep the anchor arm, so the one that's not moving. This is, I think, the first overhang. I think this is red. And this is super exaggerated. I know there's even like a practice for climbing overhang where you really try to get your hips to the wall, to the overhang wall. And I really like this. So I wasn't like focusing on it, but I like naturally wanted to get my hips in closer to the wall. And I think what it also helps you is to give you a bigger reach. So here you can see that I couldn't reach it, so I had to move a little bit. So what's up? I should have stopped the what's up. Where is it? Okay, where are we? This black one was also nice. Especially I'm not sure if it's crux, there was like a couple there. One of the girls had problems with the move. Here I did use inside flag for the first time to find like a static position. And yeah, again, focusing on the nice feet. And this one, okay, I'm grabbing this one. So the next move I think might be crux for some people. And I didn't know what to do, where to set up my feet. So I did a lock off and stood up, and that kind of worked. And then the rest is just setting up your feet and going for the final one. Even going into the final move wasn't the best, because your left arm is kind of like gastening the sloper. So yeah, this one again, overhang, again you will see super exaggerated hips into the wall. I did do a toe hook here and first set up the position, and then I reach with my arm. Okay, getting feet higher. This one I did a lock off, a little bit of a swing. Again, very nice setup. And yeah, more drop. And another drop. This one is like pretty crazy drop. And you cannot probably see it in my face. Well, you cannot see it because I cannot see it either. But I was really fighting through it. I think there is one climb where you can see how my forehead is pumped. This one was also super nice. Here, normally the first move I would do is like, again, just stand up and grab. But if I had to do it statically, I did it like this, like fully lean into the wall. And this position, even though it looks not so nice, it was actually pretty chill, because again, I leaned into the wall. And I think this climb took me a lot of time to move slowly through these things. Here, what did I do? Okay, did this. Again, from here, I would release dynamically, I kind of did it even statically. Okay, I didn't like it, so yes, I had to first get my right leg higher and then bring the left back, so I have the reach for the next hold, which again you can see I mostly touch with my fingers, so then I had to kind of like stand up a little bit more to grab it better. So again, I kind of like broke the rule. I didn't find the right position, and then I found this one, which was again just leaning into the wall and then again fixing your feet and then matching the top hold. And let's go next one. This one I was afraid. I thought I might not be able to do it because I remember from the first climb that the crimps, the two crimps on the volume were pretty far, and I think I did like a heel hook before, but I didn't even know how to get into the heel hook position during using this super static climbing. So I opted for this position, like lock off, and I was able to reach one crimp, and that was all I needed to grab the crimp. So I did this one. Next we have this red one. This red one was really hard. It's like very hard. Getting through the slopers on the left side. You'll see soon what I had to do. Okay, a bunch of people. Okay, see, normally I would just go to the middle one, but here I had to hold the lower one, like pinching. I thought I would do a heel hook, but I didn't feel like it was very secure. So then I found this position. Again, I cheated here a little bit because I had to readjust my hand and get a little bit higher. This is what I found to be able to match it, to use a toe hook in a static way. Okay, here going up slowly. Again, lock off. This is a drop knee with a lock off. See here, I'm already shaking because I was really pumped from this. And the final position was, I tried to sit as much as I could on the left leg, which I think helped for sure. This one, I think this one was pretty chill because I think this wall is slabby. So the start was really like the hands are not holding my weight. I'm really just sitting in the wall and just like keeping myself in the wall with the arms, but they're not pulling much weight. So this one was relatively easy. And I think that's the last red one. So I think I was like, okay, this was going pretty fast. And I thought I would not do the black ones, but I finished with the red ones, and so I was like, okay, let's try the black ones. And this one, I was also, if you saw the previous video, I didn't find the best position here in this section of this boulder, and here I was just really confused what to do, especially what to do using the static method. You can see here I was trying to lean to the wall so that I can bring my right leg up. So I bring my left back so I can bring my right leg up. Again, super inefficient. But here I'm super low because I put my left leg low. I think that was the problem with this position. So then I'm panicking. So, okay, this is technically not according to the rules. And I did this, which is when I saw my video from the previous session, which is how I did this move even before. And so once I got that, the rest was sort of straightforward. Here again, I think previously I just jumped into it. I mean, I stood up. So if I wanted to be static, I smeared against the wall. This one, again, wasn't that easy. Again, setting up the feet and getting the feet higher, if you're only allowed to use one limb at a time, was super inconvenient. So far it was good. This was a nice position, but now the problem was, how did I reach the crimp? And I didn't know how to get my right leg up. I think here I tried it, so I had to like really stay tight on the left side so I don't swing, and it was not enough. So I had to see, I did this like full lock off with both arms so that I can bring the right leg higher. And here I kind of like jumped. I try to be smoother, but yeah, it wasn't the best. And the final thing is just, again, I think I messed up here because I stood up and reached for the hold at the same time. And yeah, okay, this one I thought, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it. You can see here the first attempt I'm too short, but I did a little bit of jump into a lock off and then I was able to reach it. So again, technically I didn't find a position to do it just super slowly. But yeah, but the fight is not over. Here again, this is where I stood up and grabbed the right hold, but now I wasn't sure. I think here I was thinking if I should go stand up on that one, but I thought that okay, I'll have a chance if I do this. So again, the move into this position wasn't ideal, wasn't static, but once I got to it, I was like in a lock off. So yeah, and here I'm doing a different thing than before because previously I was just sitting there holding, and this time I really had to move my hips more onto the volumes and into the wall so that I could actually grab something because my forearms were pumped. I think at this point maybe I started getting longer breaks, more than 1 minute. This was my favorite corner from before. Again, it could be done pretty nice and staticky. You can see here. Here again, if I want to move, I have to first do this. And I thought I could reach it, but no, I have to move my arms. But then this brother came in and I think I finished the climb, but I was really pumped. I think towards the end I started to speed up a little bit because I was really pumped and my forearms were burning. And this is the first one that I dropped. Again, the burn was, I think you can even see here on my neck, it's a little bit shiny. That's because I was really already sweaty. And here I thought I would do again just a drop knee as usually. It's a pretty aggressive one, but I didn't feel like I could hold the position with my left arm. I did find a position that you can do if you move your right leg to where my left one was. But anyway, I found a better approach to do it statically. So the first part is the same. And then what I found is I can do this thing and skip that. So the right hand is much better than the left one. And then the rest is really the same thing as you have seen before. Okay, I really like the fact that even if it's overhang, I try to stand up and get the hips into the wall. So this one you can see I was thinking of starting with my left leg, but I went with a lock off into the right one. Here, I think I made some mistakes. I have no idea what is the purpose of the right hold. So I went into the volume just like I did during my first climbing session, but it wasn't super static. So that was that. The rest I think I did. Here I stepped up on dual text, and I didn't think I would be able to keep the tension on it, so I didn't want to drop it, so then I went inside. And I think the rest is pretty straightforward. And another dropping number 500. All right, this one was super hard, and this is another one that I didn't, let's say, flash using the static way. Even this move, I have no idea what is the best way to reach the next one. So I did a lockoff, and that kind of worked, although I think there's maybe some extra movement. This one was pretty easy. Here I was struggling a lot how to move my body and go into the upper hold. So then I found this position with a lockoff that allowed me to reach it, and then you have a big swing. Again, hips in to match. And here I was really struggling with the forearms, and bang. I just didn't think I would be able to hold the last one, so I grabbed the jug. But we'll come back to it. This one in aquarium, I think this is also where I was pretty tired. So I remembered the volume from the previous video that I was commenting. This one, okay, I think I'm still pretty static. Here I thought I'm just gonna go up here, but I would have to reach the left one dynamically. So I went again into the flag, and yes, okay, lock off and go into it one. But yeah, I was really struggling. This one was nice. This one, so there was another group for orientation, so I took like 10 minutes break before this one. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I would be able to do it after 1 or 2 minutes of break. And this happened. Yep, so I slipped. I slipped on a black hold. Black grate. So I'm repeating it again, not happy about my thing. I think that the fact is that when I climb normally, I usually try to engage from the legs, use the hips. So I think here, because I was focusing really on the positions and holding things with my arms, that's why I probably forgot about the leg. This is nice. Like here I can reach this one completely statically. I think when I tried climb it the first time, I kind of stood up into it. And here I wanted to do an inside flag because that's how I did it previously, but it didn't work. So I went into another crazy lock off and done. So this is the last black one. This is the one that I was again commenting on in the first video that I put on YouTube, and that it was, how do you reach the top hold if you are short? So reaching the top hold, matching it statically, I really was not sure how to do that. So I think so far pretty good, pretty static. Here again I'm pressing with the left arm, and this is, I think, where I was like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I try to reach it from the bottom, but I was a bit short. So then I figure out something. So this is This is the third attempt, because the second attempt that I did with the new beta, I didn't think I was super static. Here for the first time I tried a heel hook kinda. I think it made it worse than just smearing against the wall. There's a girl. This I think is the first time I did this move in a very nice way, because my left leg was super fully extended, fully stretched. And here the kids started to come in. Like, what the fuck? But they were climbing the corner one, so I think it was fine. Here getting the right leg up was a bit hard. And here you're gonna see the somewhat static beta. So with a toe hook. With a toe hook, I'm able to reach the top hold. So, since I did all legs except for this one, I decided to go back to it. Now that I sort of knew what to do. So here's the lock-off part. Next move is pretty straightforward. Here I already knew what to do, just to keep the left leg there. And lock off again. Big swing. And hips in to match. Get the right one up. Lock off again. Grab that one. Feet up, match. And then go to the final one. And that's it. That is all the black grate done statically.